YouTube, what's up, man? It's Trucker Sherm. It's a never-ending cycle with this madness with these trucks. That breakdown I had the other day, where I lost a lot of fuel. Ultimately, that left me with a bad fuel filter as well. My fuel drowning out and drying out that fuel filter, and me cranking it as many times that I did trying to start the truck, that killed that fuel filter. And that was a brand new fuel filter. So I go back to work on Wednesday, and I know I don't want to start the week with a bad fuel filter because that's only gonna leave me on the side of the road again, and that's something I don't want. So I had to go to the dealership, and it sucks because I have a shipment of fuel filters that's coming, and it's coming on Friday. But once again, that breakdown I had on Saturday was unforeseeable. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was coming my way. I had no idea. So what happened was, on my way to the dealership, getting in my car, I looked at my truck. I see on the steer tires, I got like some black spots coming out of the hubcap. Well, I have hubcap covers and lug nut covers on my tires, so I didn't expect anything, but I guess that's a telltale sign. If there's leaking through the hubcap covers, then you know you got a problem. And if you get pulled over by DOT, and if you got hubcap covers and lug nut covers, they're gonna open up, pop those things off, and take a look. So when I saw that, I don't even know what made me look that way. I mean, I wasn't working today. I just happened to look and I saw it, so I knew something wasn't right. So as I popped it open, I saw that my hubcap was leaking hub oil, and that's never good. So I knew that I had to buy new hubcaps. Instead of just swapping out one, I'm just gonna swap them both out at the same time. That way, I know that I did them together at the same time. It's always good to swap things out in pairs instead of doing one at a time. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, man, it's always something with these trucks. I just figured I'd give y'all an update on what happened with me, and well, let's get to it. Let's see. All right, so right here, I took the caps off, I took the lug nut covers off, and as you can see, the old hubcap is, well, you really can't see, but that's the best I could do with the camera. The hubcap was leaking oil. So what you want to do in this particular situation, since I knew mine, I checked the leveling valve, well, not the leveling valve, but the level of the hub oil on that particular hubcap, and it was really low, so I was completely dry. So what I'm doing now is just, unloosening everything. Typically what you want to do is a drain plug right there. You'll get a cap and you'll just level up with the drain plug. Me, I'm doing it a little backwards because I'm dry. So a little bit of oil is going to come out in this video, but not a lot. But if you're going to do it the normal way, if you got a lot of oil in there, you want to put something under that drain plug and just allow it to drain that way. Me, I'm just gonna let what's little in there come out, and then I'm just gonna use like like an old bottle or something, cut the top off and save some of that hub oil that's coming out. This is a 1/2 inch. These are 1/2 inch bolts around your your hubcap. So get a 1/2 inch socket, and you go to work on it. This is my first time doing this. It was taught to me, so like I told y'all, whatever I learn, I try to share it with y'all. We learn together. Everything is learn as you go with me. So I figured I'll let y'all learn as you go with me. It's cool. But yeah, I saw that going to the dealership, and I didn't want to neglect that. You never want to get in a situation where you have to neglect things that's going on with your equipment, because more than almost all the time, more than likely, other things are going to start to go if you start letting it go. Your truck will start nickel and diming you every week. So what I try to do, I try to stay on top of things with my truck, so that way I know that I'm taking care of it as I'm going. So yeah, you do the typical, unloosening up the lugs. I mean, It's pretty standard. You loosen all your holes, all your lug nuts. And some of them, if you have a truck that, it's been on for a while, some of them, it's really, really hard to get off. It was explained to me if I can't get them off, you can always use like WD-40 or something. But for some reason, this one is going relatively well, so, I'm just letting it go. But if you come across a situation, if you have to do this and your bolts aren't coming out, WD-40 is always a good method to, at least loosen up those lug nuts. And when you buy a new pair, when you buy a new hubcap, the old lug nuts, and there's a seal that comes behind it, you can get rid of those. They give you new bolts, well, new nuts, and they give you a seal to make it happen. But as you can see, I'm still unloosening everything, and like I said, it's New Year's Eve. I really don't feel like doing this, but the way I work and the way it's set up, DOT sits outside of our yard and they nitpick on everything, and the last thing I need to happen is them catching me, and now I know I'm riding dirty. And see, there's a difference between riding around you not knowing something and riding around knowing something is wrong. It just makes you well, for me, it makes you really, really paranoid, and I don't like driving around like that. I'd rather get pulled over and they find something that I honestly didn't know existed or knew there was a problem, and then me riding around not just knowing that something is wrong and I'm just neglecting to fix it. You know what I mean? Because this is you're running on low oil on your hubs. That's on your steers. That's key, because that's drying out your bearings. You can have a lot of failure on your steers, and your steers is something serious. And your bearings are expensive. That's an expensive repair, because obviously I don't have the equipment to fix those bearings. And number two, the mechanic is going to try to sting you. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm eliminating future damage that can occur. And another thing that I'm doing, I'm saving myself money, because if I take this to a mechanic to fix hubs on my steer, my hubcaps, some mechanics charge anywhere between $70 to $100 an hour. My mechanic, well, I have two. My mechanic, one charges me $95 and another one charges me $75, either or. But we're cool and all that, but still, this, I'm saving myself money doing this. And this is the name of the game. You save yourself money and you save money. So if I figure I could do this on my own, why not? So that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm unscrewing everything. By now, there's a lot of oil starting to leak out, but like I said, it's not to the point where I'm losing oil like crazy, because it was low to begin with, and that's on me, because I should be checking it daily or every week, just keeping up on the level of my hub oil. So if you're watching this, just keep up with your the levels on your hub oil. So as you can see right here, I'm putting a little oil bottle right there and trying to save what's coming out, but it's not a lot. It's really not. So I was really, really low, and you want to watch that. So now it's starting to come out, and I'm saving it instead of just letting it all fall on the ground and spill. I'm trying to save as much as I can. That way I could add some back in there when it's time. Not that bad. But you can continue to watch. So here is where I'm going to get the new hub, well, the hub oil, and I'm going to install hub oil to the new hubcap. There's a little grit, the little rubber piece right there. You want to, when you buy one, you want to make sure that thing right there, you just get the hub oil, because a lot of the times the rubber piece that you got that rubber grommet right there that's blocking everything oil from there. Typically, what you want to do is make sure that pull that out, pull the new hub oil in, and you just use the if you're doing the second side, that's how you do it. Now they recommend jacking up the truck. God bless.